Greetings. My name is Rodney Wilson II, pastor of Living Unity through Spiritual Ascension, and we appreciate your time in witnessing what we are doing to provide hope to the streets of Atlanta by transforming the hearts and minds of those experiencing chronic homelessness. Since January of 2004, we have been providing food, encouragement, compassionate truth, and most of all love to the streets of Atlanta through our outreach portion of our Change and Transformation ministry, and are now seeking to expand our ministry from our outreach to establish the Unity House, which is our assessment and transitional housing facility. Our focus is to move those experiencing homelessness in the city of Atlanta out of the city and their familiar environments to Browns Mill Road south of the city, where their needs can be accessed and are provided for at the Unity House. For it states in Matthew 25 verses 31 through 40, "When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his throne in heavenly glory. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will keep the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, 'Come, you who are blessed by my Father. Take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you visited me.' Then the righteous will answer him, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?' The king will reply, 'I tell you the truth. Whatever you did for the least of one of my brothers of mine, you did for me.' Again, I thank you, and may God bless you and keep you." Greetings. My name is Rodney Wilson II. I'm pastor of Living Unity through Spiritual Ascension, which is a non-denominational church. We're out here on Auburn Avenue, historical at Auburn Avenue, in our first step of our three-step continuum of care, which is our outreach in the Change and Transformation ministry, which is helping those who are experiencing hopelessness help themselves. So that's what we're here to do tonight, is pass out some sandwiches, some water, some cookies, and some little snacks, and some encouragement. So that's what we're here to do. As you can see, we're still on Auburn Ave, still doing our outreach and handing out, passing out our sandwiches and our snacks or so. It's right here on Auburn Ave, right up the street is, as you can see the sign behind me, MLK, his historical site, his house, the church, and where he's buried is just right up the street. And you can tell how this area is changing as far as the activities and things. You got condos over here building up, and now you also have the street element here and the transition. And like I said, this is Auburn Avenue, one of the historical streets. As far as before there was a Harlem Renaissance, they said that there was Auburn Avenue as far as where black businesses first started. And so therefore it is definitely something that needs to be preserved and something that needs to be actually healed. And that's why we're out here. We got sandwiches and water. Again, we're still here on Auburn Ave, touching the folks, as you can see behind me, brothers and sisters out here, and just the whole vibe of the whole street here. This is, again, the outreach part of our ministry. As far as when we come out, a lot of these folks we've been seeing for like the last 4 years. Some of them we have moved on, but unfortunately some of them are still here. So that's what we're doing with the outreach, out touching them, asking as far as their needs so that we can assess them once we get our facility running, that we already have those services provided for them to go ahead and make that easy transition from them being on the street to being in transitional housing, to start rehabilitating their mind as well as their body and just their whole behavior and thinking as far as into being productive and having productive lives or so. So that's what Living Unity is about. That's what we're doing right here, is what we call planting seeds so that we can water them and they'll bear the proper fruit necessary for us to be successful and for them to be successful and regain their lives. Anybody need a sandwich and water? I know you need a job, but at the same time, in order to, you got to do the proper things to keep the job. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you got to have a different type of mindset if you're trying to do that. You can go that route, which I know you can. But it's a change of thought, a change of pattern. You can't stay in these environments.
No, I can't. No, because I won't win.
That's true. Do you have any type of chemical abuses or drinking,
Yeah,
using
alcohol,
drugs,
yeah, alcohol.
is alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol, beer, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you a grown man, you can
I
have
ain't
beer. You know
gonna lie.
what I'm saying? No, ain't no need to lie. But I'm just saying, as far as, in order to make a change, we have to change our habits and some behaviors. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, sometimes we use alcohol or drugs or anything as a way to escape something in our past or something that we're going through that keeps on in our memories. But in order to get past that, in order to change our lives, we have to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Reality.
Exactly. Well, you got to approach it with, a lot of times we have shame about our past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of times what keeps on egging us. You know what I mean? Exactly. And then to numb that shame or that pain, and we go into somewhere else and do something else that we know even going to bring us more pain after we sober back up or whatnot. But at the same time, right now, it's an escape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a numbness of the pain, which...
What I thought.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is this. The only thing that separates us from God is ourselves. That's it, period. You understand what I'm saying? So that shame keeps us away from God.
Right.
Because God is saying come as you are, but we're saying, no, I don't want to come quite yet. But at the same time, we ain't doing the necessary changes to come, so it keeps us in the same pattern over and
coming.
over. Exactly. I'm on my way.
I'm coming.
You know what I mean? And we all
That
go
ain't
through our,
right.
Yeah, well, we all go through our ups and downs, but when it comes down to it, the truth of the matter is, in order for us to change our lives, we have to make a change in our behavior.
Okay.
We have to have the courage and the faith enough as far as to do that.
We have to do it.
And we have to be humble enough because to know that we need help doing it. Whether it be with an organization like mine, but to be real with you, an organization like mine is based off of God and knowing that we all are temples of God and we all have the power to create and to change our own lives. Can't nobody change you, even once you get in my program, and when you get in and I love you and I'm gonna be encouraging you, still, if you don't want to be there, or if you don't want to do it, it's not gonna work. Me personally, I would say it's still gonna work because I still have faith in you. I'm still gonna keep on trying. But I'm saying personally, honestly, the realness of it, unless you want change, it's not gonna happen. It's true.
Oh, can you take a picture of me hugging him? This is my buddy.
Always.